this video, we're going to tell you about what is freefall, what the equation of freefall is, and what is an air resistance. First, let's talk about the definition of freefall. What is freefall exactly? Well, freefall is the motion of an object where the initial velocity is zero, and the only force acting on the falling object is gravity. Now let's look at the equation for freefall, which is height equals to half gravity time squared. How do we get that equation? First, we look at the kinematic equation, which is distance equals initial velocity times time plus half acceleration times squared. And we can substitute the distance with height, because the distance traveled by a falling object is equal to the height of the drop if the x-axis don't change, which will make the equation like that. And we can also substitute initial velocity with zero, because an initial velocity of an object in freefall is always going to be zero. And we can also substitute acceleration with gravity, because it is the force that is acting on the object. And that's how we get the equation height equals to half gravity times squared. Now let's look at one example. From that example, we get that the time that it takes for it to fall is 0.5 seconds, and the gravity is about 10 meters per second. So you just substitute gravity as 10 and the time 0.5, and then you multiplicate it, and then you will get the height is 1.25 meter. Let's compare the height that we get from the equation from its actual height. Will it be different? Why is it different? Because there is something called air resistance. What is air resistance? As an object falling through the air, an object would experience air resistance. Air resistance is essentially the force of air acting on a falling object. Air resistance can also be summarized as friction between air and a falling object.